I know what you may be thinking. Another volume profile indicator? Like, what makes this different from every other volume profile tool on TradingView? Well, for starters, this indicator was chosen by TradingView under the editor's picks, as you can see here. That alone makes this indicator worth trying out. Now, take a look at this. Here, the price was trading in a bearish market on the 15-minute time frame. Price was pushing lower, and this indicator was showing us something really important. Not just where price was moving, but where the strongest volume was sitting inside the current trend structure. You can see the regression channel is pointing down, the dashboard is showing bearish, and the volume profile on the right is concentrated around this area. Now, the most important level is the POC, or point of control, which is the level where the highest amount of volume happened inside this regression window. In this example, price is below the main regression line, the direction is bearish, and the POC is acting like a major volume level inside the current trend. So instead of just drawing a random trend line and guessing where price might react, this indicator gives us a full structure: the regression path, the standard deviation bands, the curved volume profile, the POC level, and a dashboard that tells us the current direction of the model. In this video, we're going to go over what this indicator is, the best settings to use, and a simple 15-minute strategy for ETHUSD. Let's get into it. To get started, you want to open TradingView if you haven't signed up yet, and you want to use the same setup I'm using. There is a link in the video description. Once you're on TradingView, open ETHUSD and switch to the 15-minute time frame. Then go to Indicators and search for Polynomial Linear Regression Volume Profile. You want to select this one by BigBeluga and add it to your chart. The main idea here is simple. This indicator combines regression analysis with volume profile. A normal volume profile shows volume at fixed horizontal price levels, but this tool wraps the volume profile around the regression structure. So the volume is not just shown as a normal static profile, it is placed relative to the trend path of the market. That means you are seeing where volume is building inside the current trend structure, not just at random price zones. Now, let's break down the components. The first major component is the regression baseline. This is the main line running through the middle of the channel. In linear mode, it behaves more like a straight trend path, but in polynomial mode, it curves with the current market structure, which can be useful when price is moving in a rounded or arcing trend. The second component is the standard deviation channel. These are the curved bands above and below the regression baseline. You'll usually see bands around the +1, +2, and +3 standard deviation areas, and the same thing below the baseline. These bands help show when price is near fair value, when it is stretched, and when it is at a statistical extreme. The middle of the channel is the normal area. The outer bands are where price becomes more extended. So when price reaches the upper side of the channel in a bearish trend, we start thinking about possible rejection. And when it reaches the lower side of the channel in a bullish trend, we start watching for a possible bounce. The third component is the curved volume profile. This is the orange profile you see on the right side of the channel. The bars show where volume is concentrated inside the regression structure. Longer bars mean more volume traded at that level, while shorter bars mean less volume traded at that level. This is useful because volume tells us where the market spent the most time and where traders showed the most interest. The fourth component is the POC, which means point of control. This is the level with the highest volume inside the current regression structure. You'll see it labeled on the chart, usually with the POC volume next to it. This is the most important level on the indicator because it tells us where the biggest volume cluster is actually located. Price often reacts around the POC because this is where a lot of market activity actually happened. In a trend, the POC can act like a magnet, a reaction level, or a key confirmation zone. Now, the fifth component is the dashboard. In the top right corner, the dashboard shows the current direction, the POC level, the POC volume, and the channel high and low. This is useful because you don't have to guess what the indicator is reading. If the dashboard says bearish, the regression model is currently leaning down. If it says bullish, then the model is leaning up. The POC level gives you the exact price of the highest volume zone. The channel high, low shows the outer boundaries of the regression channel. Next, we're going to go over the settings of the indicator, and then after that, we will talk about how we can trade with it. But before we do that, let's talk about AlphioAI, which is an AI trading tool developed by the company called ETHUSD. I used to spend hours watching charts daily, scrolling Twitter, also called X, checking Telegram, and still missing moves when I stepped away from my desk. With AlphioAI, I can turn that into an autonomous workflow. I can tell it, track BTC momentum, or notify me if Nvidia drops by 5%, or monitor whale trading activity. And then the agent keeps running in the background even after I close the browser. That actually feels like having an AI analyst watching the markets 24/7 just for me. But AlphioAI is not just for alerts. I can describe a trading plan in plain English, like if BTC breaks resistance, open a 3x long position and set a 5% stop loss. The AI builds the workflow, I confirm the logic, and when conditions are met, it can execute automatically. For me, the biggest advantage of AlphioAI is not guaranteed profit. In fact, no tool can ever guarantee profits. For me, the biggest advantage is catching trading opportunities faster, reducing emotional trading, monitoring more markets at the same time, and spending less time staring at the charts. AlphioAI is officially live right now. You may want to complete all beginner tasks in the Quest Center to unlock up to $50 worth of pro membership rewards. See the link in the video description as well as pinned comment. Now, let's talk about the settings. The most important setting is the regression mode. You can choose between linear and polynomial. Linear is better when the market is moving in a cleaner, straight trend. Polynomial is better when the market is curving or moving in a more rounded structure. For me, I'm gonna start with polynomial. The next thing to understand is the profile width or scaling. This controls how far the volume profile extends visually. If the profile is too wide, it can clutter the chart. If it's too small, it may be difficult to read the volume clusters. You want it wide enough to clearly see the POC and the major high volume zones, but not so wide that it covers too much price action. Then we have the style settings. You can adjust the regression baseline, the channel boundaries, and the POC line style. After you've made your changes, click OK. Now, let's talk about how we can trade with this indicator. For a buy position, the first condition is that the dashboard should show a bullish direction, or the regression baseline should clearly be curving upward. This tells us that the current model is favoring long positions. The second condition is that the price should pull back into a meaningful area inside the channel. For this particular example, we want price to pull back into the POC level. We don't want to buy when price is already far above the regression structure. We want price to come back into fair value first. The next condition is price action confirmation. Once price touches the POC, we want to wait for a bullish candle. This can be an engulfing candle or a strong close back above the POC. Once that confirmation happens, we take a long position. The stop loss goes below the most recent swing low, or below the lower standard deviation band. The take profit can be set at 1.5 times the risk, letting the trade run, and it was profitable. For a sell position, we do the opposite. The first condition is that the dashboard should show a bearish direction, or the regression baseline should clearly be curving downward. This tells us that the model is favoring short positions. The second condition is that price should pull back into the POC. The next condition is bearish confirmation. We wait for the price to reject the POC. After that, a bearish engulfing candle should be printed. Once the rejection is clear, we take a short position. The stop loss goes above the most recent swing high or the upper standard deviation band. The take profit can be set at 1.5 times the risk or at the next major level below the price. We let the trade run and it was profitable. A quick word on expectations. This indicator is powerful because it combines trend structure with volume structure, but it is not magical. A regression channel can adjust as new candles form, and volume levels can shift as new data comes in. So don't take trades just because price touches a band or because the POC is nearby. Wait for direction, location, volume confluence, and candle confirmation. This is not financial advice. Everything here is for education only. Build a complete plan around your own risk tolerance, use proper stop losses, and always double check your thesis before taking any trades. If you found value in this video, remember to leave a like. And if you want more clean indicator breakdowns like this, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.